When it comes to learning business astrology, which birth chart should you be using? Should it be a personal birth chart or a business birth chart? In this video, I'm going to be breaking down the differences between the two and letting you know which one I use when I'm working with clients. So if you're new here, hi, hello. My name is Blue, and I am a business astrologer here to help business owners just like you learn how to bring astrology into your business strategy so that you can start, grow, and scale your online business. This is a question I get so often. It's in almost every single one of my readings as well as my private work with clients. And it's which birth chart should you be using when it comes to your business astrology? So there are multiple charts that you can use in astrology. And as a tropical business astrologer, I mainly work with two different kinds of charts, a personal birth chart and a business birth chart. Now, you can generate a birth chart on pretty much anything as long as you have the right information, which is essentially the time that it was created as well as the location. But the personal birth chart and the business birth chart are what are primarily used. So I'm going to break down the difference between the two and then also share my recommendation on which you should be using for your own business astrology. So your personal birth chart is the foundation for all of your astrology education journey within this field because it's the first chart that you are often introduced to. Now, this birth chart is generated based on your specific birth information. So your time of birth, your location of birth, and it is like a snapshot in the sky of where the planets are at the exact moment of your birth when you took your first breath. I always like to say that this is the chart that you have the most consistent access to because it never changes. You always have access to this energy, and for this chart it remains the same. It also becomes the foundation for the rest of your astrology to be built on top of. So for example, I am born on March 8th, making me a Pisces sun in tropical astrology. So that means that I will always be a Pisces sun in my personal birth chart. And when I'm looking at maybe secondary charts, right, like my solar return chart or other charts of that nature, that is being built on top of the fact that in my personal birth chart, I'm a Pisces sun. And as a business owner, I always start here with my clients because your personal birth chart is what you are going to have consistent access to energy wise. So when it comes to building your business, this is where we need to start in order to truly understand the business that is going to be best aligned to this energy. Now, if you have an established business, then you can generate your business birth chart, which is going to be separate from your personal birth chart. A business birth chart is using the information based on when it is that you generated your business. So this could be the official date of when you got the idea for your business. It could also be the date of when you first made the public announcement that you are now officially open for business. It could also be the date that you perhaps got official documentation of your business. There's many different options that you can use to generate your business birth chart, but it is looking at the energy of your business itself and using that as a birth chart that is separate from your personal information. Now, this is super helpful, especially if you have a business that is its own thing, where it is not dependent on your personal brand or your face in order to move it forward. Or you just want to know the energy that is in better alignment with your business and how that is separate from your personal birth chart. What I love about this is that it really brings in natural boundaries because it's natural to want to have your business run separately from you as an individual. So it can be really helpful to have a business birth chart to really understand the unique energies that your business is bringing to the table and what it wants to achieve. But I think the challenge with using your business birth chart is that when you do have a business that's reliant on your personal brand, your face being the one that is moving it forward, it can be really challenging to know how to align yourself to that, which is why I always recommend that as a business owner, you start with your personal birth chart as the foundation of what it is that you're using in business astrology. Your business birth chart, think of it as a fun extra. Your personal birth chart is the foundation for your business astrology. This is where you're really learning the foundations of what energies and astrological strengths that you are bringing to the table and how you are best suited to use them to grow and scale your business. And then your business birth chart becomes more of a highlight that you can use to spotlight different areas that really speak to the connection between your personal birth chart and your business birth chart. So again, using myself as an example, my business birth chart is actually a Taurus rising, meaning that Taurus is a sign that's ruling its first house. Taurus is in my personal birth chart's 10th house where my midheaven is. So there is that natural synastry that's going on between my own personal chart and my business birth chart that I can use in growing and scaling my business. But I wouldn't know that information if I didn't first start with my personal birth chart. So for you, it is really crucial that when you are going about your own journey in business astrology or working with a business astrologer like me, that you are first starting off with your personal birth chart in order to truly learn your own astrological energy and the best way for you to bring that out in your personal brand and your personal brand focused online business. And from there, you can add in the energies of your business birth chart in order to highlight specific things as well as move you towards other goals that you want to achieve in your business a lot easier. So if you want to dive into this in even more detail or even look at the specifics between your personal birth chart and your business birth chart, then I want to invite you to work with me. I have two main ways that you can do that. The first being my business astrology intensive and also my private astrologer program. The information for both of those programs can be found in the description box below. Be sure to check that out and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.